it's Annabelle. I want to just do a comfy, cozy little March notes for ya, and for me actually. Thought this would be a really nice way to ease back into content creating. I have been spending my days like this for like past few days in my PJs, doing work from home, catching up on chores, and I'm so grateful for this comfortable couch. I spent a lot of time on this in my SpongeBob blanket. This is like the equivalent of my baby blanket. The cats love it. I love it. I actually have 2 of this. So my dad bought this for me when I was in elementary school. I think like either 3rd or 4th grade. And the backstory was I was mad for SpongeBob. I feel like Ratatouille and SpongeBob are like 2 kind of like childhood loves of mine. When we lived in an apartment before I moved in with my dad, so it was just my mom and my sister and me, I shared a bunk bed with Lilith. She was on top, I was on the bottom, and for a while I had SpongeBob sheets. I had this SpongeBob blanket lying flat, and then I had the second SpongeBob blanket kind of hanging from the top bunk like a canopy, and I just went to sleep so cozy and feeling spoiled every night. I also had a SpongeBob electric toothbrush and video game. Half the reason why I liked it is just because it was silly. Like the show, I didn't know English very well in elementary school, and that was one of the shows that I can stay attentive with without understanding what they're really talking about. So, how I want to structure this video, I just want to reminisce a little bit. I want to share with you a very, very special guest. Let me go get her now. A very spontaneous March notes. I want to also introduce you to Fuzzy, because you know how I said that I love Ratatouille. I also love SpongeBob. Ratatouille came later because it came out in 2007. I feel like partly why I like Ratatouille is because of Fuzzy, and I don't know if I've ever shared or talked about Fuzzy with you. Fuzzy is my OG best friend, okay? I met her in 2005, and my dad got her for me, and that was the first year I met my dad as well, and we went to the Scottish Games, something that he did annually because he has Scottish heritage, and my mom thought this would be kind of like one of the first nice activities for us to all do together and get acquainted. And then obviously I didn't know English, I didn't know what was going on, but they had this one tent that had that rack of puppets on it. If you've ever been to Barnes & Noble or like Borders, every gift store might also carry the same brand. We all know what I'm trying to talk about. And you might be like, really? They sell Fuzzy? Okay, Fuzzy didn't look like this in the beginning. She looked like that. Oh my goodness. This just kind of shows the passing of time and like how much I loved Fuzzy and brought her everywhere with me. So Fuzzy to me is like Woody to Andy minus the outgrowing part, because literally when I look at Fuzzy, she still brings me so much joy and warmth, and the fact that my dad got her for me means even more. Throughout my childhood, she's always been my companion, even if after middle school I stopped bringing her to school with me and whatever else. But when my dad was going through his rounds of chemo, the many times he was hospitalized and he didn't get to come home for the night, Fuzzy would go with him and stay in his room, and she'd like sit on the windowsill and watch over him. And that also became kind of like this prairie stop, such a symbol of our love. Fuzzy is one of my most treasured possessions, and she's also like the most meaningful token of what my relationship with my dad means to me. And I love that she looks so aged and raggedy. Like from the back, she looks so silly like this. Like she's like sitting, she looks like a little apple. She kind of reminds me of Bambi too, like just vice versa, just like this kind of like cute little creature. Oh my gosh, I feel so emotional just talking about her. I just needed to share this with you. So before Fuzzy goes away, give her a kiss. Mwah, mwah. See you soon, right? Yeah. In terms of what I have to share with you, like right here, right now, I thought we could just get into the Q&A And then after the Q&A, I want to share with you a little moving album. Number 1, advice before going to art school for incoming students. To speak from my experience or what I would do differently, I would say try to experiment as much as you can rather than seek a certain result or like go for a style. Do as many things that are unexpected or like unpredictable as possible, because that will open new roads and like bring new ideas. The art school I went to, you were encouraged to experiment a lot or like do a lot of different things, but then I think I was not seeing the point of it for a long time, and I was also really exhausted because I cared too much about what the professors wanted in a way, so I did a lot of things to please them. So I spent more time like doing stuff that I didn't really care about in order to please the professor rather than go for an idea because I'm really curious or I'm really excited about it. Every upperclassman I talked to in our school also told me, try not to care about the professor so much. And it's like this weird self-fulfilling prophecy, because even though I understood what they were trying to tell me, I couldn't really truly get how to do that, like how to not care, until like I graduated. And now I'm just like, oh yeah, I really shouldn't have cared, because again, it's like your money that you're spending on the classes, on the materials, your time that you're putting in. A lot of like how I felt about my body of work and my abilities as an artist was subject to the opinions of like 5 staff members, and they have their own like super biased preferences on art and design. So it was kind of messed up that like they could just easily on a whim just say something that they didn't like, and I would completely start over, scrap an idea, or just feel like shit, even though like I really should have stood behind things I wanted to do. So that's my quick advice. And one last thing I just want to tag on, like for anybody beginning any kind of university, really try to rest and eat well, because I cannot stress how important it is to take care of yourself. Don't let people bamboozle you. Don't let the system and the faculty like bully you into thinking that it doesn't matter. That's like something that's really screwed up that I, in hindsight, can see now. I often think back to this one time I was caught texting like 5 minutes before break, and it was because my 外公 passed away, and my mom was in China like texting me with a time difference, and I just needed to know how all of the funeral arrangements were going. And then my teacher caught me. She was like, you can't wait until break, come on, like do it at break. And I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry about that. I'm just anxious to see what's going on with my mom and my grandfather's blah blah blah. And then okay, like I know that it's still disrespectful, like, and like not right to be texting in class time, but her response to me was, I don't care if it's God texting you. And then I was like, and then she later apologized, but I was just like, dude, like, we're grieving, and then you're just like so fucking insensitive. When you go to school, you're a student, but you're also like still a human with like imperfections and so many complexities and so many other things going on. So it's already enough of a challenge to like try to learn and explore and keep that creative hat on while like also taking care of yourself. Where do you want to travel to next? Well, in terms of actually the next trip that I'm going on, I'm going to visit Chicago in the beginning of May, and I'm really looking forward to that. A friend of mine has a grad show, and I've been meaning to visit him for years. I just wanted to tell you, those are my immediate plans. And the next question, why not dog creature? Well, cat creature is an alliteration, but also I grew up with 4 cats at the time. My sister pitched the name cat creature, and the reason why my family even had cats to begin with is because my dad, like my stepdad, had 2 cats. My mom was deathly afraid of cats when she first met him, and she learned to soften over time, because a lot of people who didn't grow up with pets are very fearful of them. And my mom was very fearful of cats, but especially dogs, because she got her ankles bitten before when she was younger by dogs, so it was like out of the question that she would ever allow us to have a puppy or anything. So we became a cat family, and Romeo was my first cat because Buttercup, his companion, passed away only a year after I knew them. So yeah, Romeo was like a really fluffy gray cat. Cat Creature is no longer my official channel name anyway, but I am truly a cat creature in real life. I vibe very well with cats. Anagram type. I take the test twice. I keep forgetting my result. I want to say I'm type 2. I'm either type 2 or 5 or 8. What do you do when you feel hopeless? I find that I need to shift my perspective, and I can do so in many ways. Practicing gratitude. I can do so by reaching out to people, my friends, my like immediate circle that I trust very much, or getting out there and like joining an organization, volunteering, and just meeting other individuals. I just generally felt hopeless when I felt very trapped in a negative thought loop. I am conditioned to linger and think about negative thoughts most of the time. Maybe it's like partially in our biology to linger on negative things so that we can like improve more and become better beings like at survival. But nowadays I'm trying to be more aware, and I feel like I'm gaining an emotional intelligence when I catch myself trying to break that cycle. I'm like, no, I'm going to now shift my mind and intentionally think about something pleasant. I try to remember all of the good that I see, that I know is out there, and put your attention on that. So like where you put your attention, your energy, all of that will like attract and like shift towards it as well, and you will meet more loving, kind people. And that's really the only thing we can do to like make our own life, our own immediate circle, like a happier, more beautiful place. But then like if each one of us do that, I feel like it's contagious. It's like a ripple effect. Seeing the beauty in little things and remembering what really matters to yourself at the end of the day, which is like relationships, your connection to people, places, things, the memories that you cherish the most. So speaking of memories I cherish so much, I don't feel quite ready to like really talk about or memorialize my dad in video form yet, because I know I want to put a lot more thought and reflection into it. But I do want to share with you this vlog footage that I took when I went to Mendocino with my mom. The first period of time was really rough, and okay, start over. So near the end of my California trip, I bought a one-way ticket. I asked my mom, do you want to go somewhere to kind of clear your head? And I call it more of a retreat. We got a little bed and breakfast room and stayed there for 3 days. And here's the footage that I got from there. It's a moving album. Big guy.
这只猫肯定不是那么老的猫了。
Yeah, he looks young. Doing a very interesting excursion. Mom booked us the Skunk Train rail tour. We got here at the last second. Here at the high point, we can look down. They've turned our bikes around, so we're gonna head back in half an hour. Our only plan of the day is to visit the botanical gardens here in Mendocino. So we're strolling around looking at the flora and fauna. Pink, pink, pink. I love pink. Dun-dun.
以前我们家有的那个海边的那种。
I'm gonna sign off and leave you with that. Thank you so much for joining me today. You have no idea how much you mean to me and how much video making has changed my life, has saved my life. Take care of yourself. I love you.